overall, Naweed, with all of the costs included, how much do you pay per month?
I think I would say that if you can live comfortably, decently, without any extras, uh, below 1,000 US dollars, you can live modestly.
Okay, so today we're heading over to Penang, Malaysia, with my new friend Naweed Harooni. Naweed, thanks for doing the
Yes.
podcast, man. Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah. Good morning from here, and it's a pleasure to be with you. And I hope it'll be helpful for you, whatever information I can provide.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. So, yeah, tell us a little bit about your background and where you're originally from, how you landed in Malaysia, how you picked Malaysia, and especially Penang. I've heard so many wonderful things about Penang and how beautiful it is. So, how did you end up landing there from your hometown?
Okay. I'm originally from Lahore, Pakistan, and I was working as an engineer in the utility department there. So my wife is a Malaysian national. So when I got married to her, she was living with me over there. So when I got my retirement, which was a bit earlier than the scheduled retirement time, she suggested me to move to Penang because she is originally from Penang. So I thought it's a good idea. So we moved here. So you can say that by default of my marriage, I'm here. And it's not that I opted or selected a destination to live after my job. But I would say the pleasant surprise was that it turned out to be a really good destination to live. Although I had the choice to live in Kuala Lumpur, which is considered the capital of Malaysia,
Mm-hmm.
or elsewhere. And I have been, to all the cities here, mostly all of the cities around. And incidentally, Penang is, I mean, the choice was not bad. So when my wife asked me, where would you like to settle down, whether in KL, because we have friends and relatives in KL as well, Kuala Lumpur. Uh, I said, I think Penang is fine. So it's a wonderful place, really. So that's how I ended up here. So by training, I'm an engineer, but over here, when I came here, I'm mostly involved in some voluntary work with some NGOs. And I did work for some time here, excuse me, but for a short time. But basically, I do some voluntary work because I have plenty of time to do things. I'm not working now anymore here.
Yeah, yeah, you're retired,
Yes, I'm retired, so that's why.
and
But
well, that,
I do a lot of activities otherwise.
okay, well, yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit about activities and entertainment. The one of the things that I've learned in I hear a lot from expats because I started this about a year ago, this podcast, and some of them have really spoke highly of Penang. Am I saying that right? Penang or Penang?
It's okay both ways,
Both
but
ways,
generally,
yeah.
is spoken as Penang.
Penang. Okay. And I've heard that
Other
it's just absolutely gorgeous and it's a really nice destination and incredibly affordable for expats, retired expats to move to. So based on that information, I mean, what can people live there on a month for with the basic costs, with the rent, with groceries, transportation, utilities? I mean, what can you live on a month there for?
Okay. As you said, yes, it's true that Penang is a wonderful place to live. It's a laid back kind of a town, not very big one. And you can easily commute the whole island, on a motorbike or on a car even, and it takes, less than 2 hours to have a circle. And the life is not that at the very fast-paced life in like other cities, and people are not rushing, and it's not the rat race kind of thing. So for retirement, it's definitely a great place. And if I'm not wrong, I think a couple of years ago, it was one of the topmost destinations for expats to retire here
Oh,
in
wow.
Penang. Yeah,
Okay.
one of the top most places, destinations. So the climate is good. The city is very clean as per, I mean, general standards. The food is available. I mean, Penang is also known as the food heaven, which I would say is a bit overrated, because even at other places like Kuala Lumpur, also you can find very good food, very uh, good variety of food. But Penang is, just named as a destination for food varieties as well. Uh, Coming to the cost of living there, uh, well, we are a couple living over there, me and my wife, and my son is working in Kuala Lumpur, so he's on his own. So we basically are just, taking care of ourselves, and we are living modestly in a flat of 2 rooms, 2 bedrooms, in not far from the downtown area, and our expenses are not much, and we can. What I would say that, including the utilities, and well, we don't pay rent because we have our own apartment. But even if we had to pay the rent over there where we are living, it's considered as low cost flat. And there are different categories: low cost, medium cost, and high rise or high cost kind of thing. So low cost flats, if someone wants to live there, it ranges between 500 to 800 ringgits per month.
Okay.
Ringgit is the local currency, which is 4.6, $1 to 4.6 ringgit.
Hmm.
So it's around five to 800. And if you're in living in a medium cost, it'll go up to, let's say, 1,000 to 100 and 1,200. And if you want to have a condominium or an apartment in like in the beach side or in a better locality, that goes from 1,500 to 2,000 and above,
Okay.
depending on how posh area or how many amenities are provided there, or how lavish the environment is over there. So, but you can still find a decent condominium, an apartment with 3 bedrooms, around 1,500 ringgits, which comes out to be, let's
So
say,
321 USD.
pardon?
It's about 321 USD.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So,
And then
I mean,
the 800 on the high end is 171 for rent.
yeah,
So
I
it's
mean,
really incredibly affordable. Overall, Naweed, with all of the costs included, how much do you pay per month?
okay. Um, I think I would say that if you can live comfortably, decently, without any extras, uh, below 1,000 US dollars, you can live modestly. I mean,
Wow. You can live
uh,
modestly
yeah,
under a
modestly
thousand
and decently both.
in paradise, because
Yeah,
Penang is like a paradise place to live. It's
yeah,
gorgeous there.
it's really a great place, and because of the tropical climate, there are no seasons here like we have 4 or 5 seasons in other countries, and being a tropical place, the climate over here is generally warm, around 31, 32, maximum temperature. And
Hmm.
either it's rainy or it's just, pleasant, you can say, or a bit warm as well, you can say. But comparing to other countries, like from where I come, Lahore, in summers the temperature goes up to 45 degrees centigrade,
Wow.
and here it never goes beyond 32, 30, 34, 35, which is okay, which is bearable. So, and it's a t-shirt culture over here. T-shirt and shorts or pajamas, means very light, candid clothes you can wear because of the good climate. And that's one thing which I really enjoy here. Plus,
Hey,
that you
you're
don't have to.
speaking my language, man. When you're saying like t-shirts and
Yeah,
pajamas, That's
Yes,
all I wear, man. T-shirts
exactly.
and pajamas.
Yes, you can wear all year round the same t-shirts and pajamas and flip-flops and live here without any hang-ups, I tell you.
That's great. Well,
So
that's
it's meant,
awesome, man.
and
That's
the basically, the dress code is, or the dress practices always depend on the climate and weather of a country. So you don't need warm and woolen and that kind of clothes if you're living here, because there are no winters here.
so. What can you tell us about the visa requirements? Now, you were married to a national, so I don't. So it's a little easier for you, I would guess.
Well, I mean, the rules are not that easier, I would say, and they have their own, policies regarding different types of visas. For spouses who marry here, I mean, there's a procedure you have to follow for a certain period, being on the spouse visa, which is renewed every year, and so on. And then later on, after a certain time, you can apply for permanent residence, which is purely the state's prerogative to give you. It's not your right. So you have to wait and you have to apply and then wait when they approve, and then you can get permanent residence. And later on, after a certain time, according to their rules, you can apply for citizenship as well. I've been living here for the last 18 years, and I was on spouse visa initially, and then later on, I applied for permanent residence, which now I have. So I don't require any more visas to travel in and out of Malaysia.
I see.
Okay, for expatriates, there are many types of visas which you can easily find out on their websites. Their resident visa, their expats, professional visas, and all the terms and conditions are given there. I can share the link with you for their website, and
Yeah.
all the information is given over there. And you can choose which category suits you to move here.
Okay.
But there is a special program for expatriates to retire here, which is known as Malaysia, My Second Home.
Okay.
And that is particularly designed for those foreigners who want to retire after retirement, who want to live here their retirement life.
Okay.
But it has certain requirements, like you have to invest a certain amount in the bank, which is a fixed deposit.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, a couple of years ago, they have recently revised their policies and raised the amount to, which was less before. And currently, it is 1.5 million ringgits, which you have to deposit in the bank,
Okay.
and you must have 40,000 ringgits per month monthly income as well. And with these conditions of putting your money in the bank and having the monthly income, uh, the rest of things are pretty simple and straightforward. And then you can live here on a probably 10 years multiple entry visa, and you can buy property here, or you can do other things, which whatever you want to, and that is extendable, but you
How much
cannot work on visa.
how much did you say they have to make per month? An income?
Uh, yeah, it is at the moment it is 40,000 ringgits, which comes out to be, let's
That
say,
is
4.6.
40,000 ringgit to USD.
Yeah, it's about 8,600 something dollars per
And
month.
that you got to make that a month?
Yes, that income you must receive as monthly income, like in the form of your pension or something, or your whatever investment you have, that you have to show that this income you're receiving monthly.
Ooh, well,
But
I got it.
there's,
I That's a
yeah,
lot of money because that would
that's a
be
lot of money. And
that.
there was a lot of debate on this after they passed this bill. And now I think they have, what they say, they have uh, held it for the moment, and they are going to revise this policy. They gave the reasoning that they want to target the ultra rich uh,
So
community
they're,
of the
I got it. Yeah,
foreigners.
they're looking for people that are pretty. So you're looking at guys that are going to have an income of a good 100,000 a year, and and you have to put a good 300,000 plus in a bank account. So that's going to
That's
keep
right.
a lot. That's going to keep a lot of people out.
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of criticism and debate, and from the tourism department and from other sectors, that they said that this will not attract uh, more retirees here. So the government is revising the policy at the moment, and they have put it on the hold at the moment. So
I see.
it is not, in practice at the moment. I mean,
Okay.
this is the current policy, but they have put it on hold, and still they have to revise, and they will come up with a new one,
Yeah.
which is not out. And at the moment, all those expatriates who are living here or who have recently arrived, they are following the previous policy.
Sure. They're already grandfathered in.
So,
So
yeah,
it's
so
not going to affect
it
them.
is
Yeah.
still not, yeah, we can say that it is still not fully implemented.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Well,
I
that's
hope,
good. I got to follow that link that you send me so that I can make sure to keep people updated on that. That's
oh, yeah,
fascinating.
yeah, definitely, because the policies keep on changing, and so it's better to keep in touch with their online portal for information, which is which is authentic, rather than the hearsay and the feedback from here and there. So
Sure.
you get the right information from there, from the
Okay.
immigration website, and they have all these different categories of visas for foreigners, expats, and retirees, and so that will be a good help.
Okay. All right, great. So let's move on to utilities and groceries. How much do you spend per month on those? Like gas, water, Wi-Fi, and then groceries per month.
Okay. As I mean, I'll talk about myself first, and then people can always uh, have their own estimates depending on their own lifestyles, and they can have the variation from this. I mean, we are, as I told you, we're living in a flat of 2 bedrooms, which is not far from the downtown area, so it's very convenient, and it's not in the suburb or far away from the center. Uh, and we are spending around thousand, roughly around 1,000 ringgits on groceries,
Okay.
and let's say around 500 ringgit on utilities,
Okay. So a
which
thousand.
includes, yeah,
Okay.
which includes, I mean, which that's about 100 US dollars.
500 is about 100, right?
Yeah, about 100. Yeah. So that includes electricity, water, and we don't use gas. We use electric cooker, and the Wi-Fi, the internet. So it comes out to be, I mean, for us, uh, and we seldom use air conditioning. I mean, we just use fans mostly. But
Hmm.
if we use air conditioning, then the electricity bill goes a bit higher. That's a bit costly.
Sure.
So still, I would say it is less than 1,000 ringgit. It will be still less than 1,000 ringgit, uh, which is
That's about
around two
214.
$214. Yeah.
214. Yep. Okay.
So, for example, but if you're living in an apartment on the beach side in a posh area, the utilities can go up to where the rent is around 1,500 ringgit to 2,000 ringgit. The utilities can go up to say 1,000 ringgits, 1,000 to 1,200, 1,200
Hmm.
maximum, maybe a bit more, depending on the usage as well. Like, actually, if you're running all the air cons in all the bedrooms, and you're using, uh, uh, other like washing machines, and those which consume, which consume a lot of power, then the bill can go higher, but you can always, modify according to your needs. So that speaks about the utilities. We can afford easily within 500 ringgits, which is around 100 US dollars. And grocery we do for two people. Uh, that's around 1,000 ringgit.
Mm-hmm.
We
Okay.
you can I mean we can easily afford in that much amount, which is around again 215 to 217 ringgits, US dollars, 200 US dollars around approximately.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
the area where we are living, which is a modest living flat, is known as low cost living area. The rent of the two-bedroom apartment is around 500 to 800 ringgits.
Okay.
So
Wow.
let's say we take the upper side, then 800 divided by 4.6 comes out to be 173 US dollars.
Yep.
So which is quite reasonable, I would say.
Yeah, yeah. That's really terrific. Do you get any amenities with that? Is there like a pool or gym or anything like that attached?
No, yes, no, we don't have that because this is a low cost flat. But in
Okay.
other area, actually, we also have another apartment in the beach area, which we usually rent it out because we are not living there. And that is where you can have the pool, swimming pool, the gym, and all those facilities within the apartment available as well.
I see.
Uh, the rent over there is 1,500 ringgit only.
Okay.
So you can see that a three-bedroom apartment with the car parking inside available, slot for you, reserved parking spot for you, and a swimming pool, and a gym, and a library, and a tennis playing area.
Wow.
You can have that place
For 321 a month.
for 321. Let's say 400, even 400 US dollars. You can have that,
Yeah. That's
which is in this
incredible.
region. Yeah, and near the beach,
Yeah.
because our
Wow.
apartment is just walking distance from the beach. And last time we had rented it out. Nowadays it's available for rent, and I mean it's pretty convenient, and all the market and the things are available over there. Okay, coming to the transport and entertainment and eating out.
Yeah, let's look at the activities, entertainment, restaurants, your cost on that. What do you do for like activities, entertainment? And, if you had to break that down per month, what would that be? But tell us what you do there. What do you guys do for fun?
Okay, let's talk about the transport first.
Okay.
I have a car and a motorbike both, and the fuel is not expensive here. The petrol or gas, as you call it in USA, the gas is pretty cheap here as compared to other uh, adjacent countries around in Southeast Asia. So you can easily afford that. And I extensively use motorbike as well as car because during the daytime it becomes traffic congestion in the downtown area. So I use motorbike for that. And for sometimes we go out for eating out, but not very often. But you can do it very often as well because the food is not expensive. Again, you can easily afford it. I mean, the average bill of a decent lunch would be say around 100 ringgit, a decent place.
Okay.
Then they are cheaper available as well. So 100 divided by 4.6, it's around $20, 20 to $30.
Okay.
You can eat in a posh, decent dine-in kind of fine dining restaurant for one person. It comes out to be say around 100 ringgits maximum, which I
Hmm.
have seen. But
Okay.
as for me, and even for my wife, we are very simple kind of people. We seldom go to that fine dining kind of thing. Sometimes we do go there like on birthdays and celebrations,
Sure.
but otherwise I can afford a lunch within 10 ringgits only, and with can fill myself completely. And
Wow.
that's peanuts in cents, I would say. because you can go for kind of a chapati and the curry with it, or a rice with chicken with
Hmm.
some drink with it, and it costs you maximum 10 to 15 ringgits, which
Yeah,
is
so about two bucks, little over
$2.
$2.
Yeah, yeah, $2, which is pretty affordable. So there are a lot of activities here, entertainment as well, like music programs and uh, you know cultural programs. So there are always festivals going on. Besides, they are, because it's a multiracial, country. So there are many ethnicities who are living here, like Chinese, Indians, I mean South Indians, to be correct, Punjabis, and Malays, which are the local community here. And so they have their own festivals, the religious festivals, from Christmas to Chinese New Year to Eid Fitr to, all kind of. So the whole day around, you have, a series of festivals which you can go and enjoy and participate and have fun in that. But especially which you're saying, like going to cinema or going eating out or entertainment, I think one can easily afford in 1,000 ringgits, which is
Okay.
again not, I would say, much.
And
Four point,
that would be per month,
yeah, per month, yeah.
about 1,000. So you're looking at about 200 bucks.
Yeah, 200 to 300, I mean, you can say, you can
Hmm.
enjoy this, the entertainment and eating out if you want to do things like that.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, that's my perspective. I might be wrong. Someone can be uh, looking at the higher end as well. But I mean, this is how, I mean, I look at it and have been doing it. So I don't find it expensive.
Yeah. What did you say when you break down the gas cost and getting around town transportation wise, how much do you spend per month on that?
Uh, okay. Transportation. The public transport is pretty cheap here. There are buses, air-conditioned buses, and very nice network they have. So you can commute in the buses, or you can do the e-hailing, which is not very expensive as well.
What is that called?
Uh, uh, Apart from that, you can use your own transport, and almost everyone here has got either motorbike or a car, and they can easily afford because of the low fuel cost.
You said a word. I think you said something like eat-a-ling.
E-hailing means like Uber. You have Uber, the
Uber.
taxi.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Uber. But they have their local
What do you
e.
call it there, Naweed? What is it called?
It is called e-hailing.
E-a-ling.
E-hailing. Yes.
E-haling. Okay. How do you spell
Yeah.
that? E.
E-dash
Okay.
hailing. Hailing.
Okay.
E-hailing service.
Eeling. Eeling. Okay.
E
Interesting.
e-hailing. Yeah, E is separate, and then you pause and then hailing. E-hailing.
Wow. Okay. And that's like Uber.
I mean, it covers all those personal driven taxi system, which an individual uh, can book through the applications.
Hmm.
So it's not just Uber. Uber is no more here. Before, Uber was working here, but then they have competition with the local operators, and so they left because they were not having benefit or profit here. So now we have a local Grab and some other, iDriver, InDriver, something like that.
Hmm.
So many local ones. You can choose whichever suits you. So it's
Okay.
very convenient. You can
And
move
you
around.
get how much do you spend approximately per month, would you say, on your
On
transportation?
transportation, I would say maximum 500 ringgits.
Okay. 500, that would be about 100 bucks.
Yeah.
About 100. Okay. Okay.
which is a bit, I would say, quite an exaggerated estimate. In actual terms, I spend quite less than that.
Yeah.
But with a safe margin, you can keep that as a maximum.
Okay. So let's dive
Bec-
into what do expats and people do for healthcare?
Okay. Um, the infrastructure for the healthcare system here is pretty good. They are, I mean, the equipment and the facilities are very well maintained here, and they have very good professional system for the healthcare. But for the locals, the residents here, and even for like spouses here who are on permanent residence, we have the healthcare free of cost. We only have to pay very minimum kind of payment for our clinical visits or for the hospitals. But you have, as an expatriate, you have two options. Either you go to private hospitals, you can go to private hospitals, and they have their own rates for each kind of procedures or situation. And you can go to government hospitals as well, which are much cheaper than the private hospitals, and you can pay there. There are different rates for locals and foreigners in government hospitals, and you can pay that rate as a foreigner. And if it is affordable for you, you can do it there as well. And government hospitals are really good. They are professionally good, and sometimes even private hospitals, when they are stuck up with some case, I've heard that they refer them to government hospitals for the final, thing. And the I'm not very sure about the medical cost, but uh, in the government hospitals, it's pretty affordable.
Okay.
Like I went for a surgery back in 2010, and since I was treated as local, so I hardly had to pay only 100 ringgits, I think, for the admission and the bed. The rest was all free, and it was a minor surgery, but it was done free of cost.
And you
But
were
if I had to pay, I must. Pardon?
were you
Yeah,
considered an
about 100 ringgit.
were you considered an expat at a time or a resident?
At that time, I was considered as a foreign spouse for the local, and the rates were same as the locals.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, but the ruling for the expats is different. They are not considered as locals, so they have to pay the foreigner rate, which is not that expensive in government hospitals. Of course, in private hospitals, they are doing a business, so they have their own charges, which can vary from hospital to hospital. But in government hospital, you can easily afford as a foreigner, as an expat.
Okay.
And in private, you can afford because everything is in ringgits, which is, uh, I would say, comparing with the same procedure in US dollars would be much expensive over there, and same procedure in ringgits would be much cheaper here.
Sure.
So if you compare, the same currencies.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Well,
So,
great.
but when you convert, it's pretty cheap.
Yes. Yes. Well, that's pretty much all I have. We've covered everything. Is there anything else or any other expenses that you can think of that could help benefit the viewers that we haven't discussed? Is there anything else that comes to mind?
Uh, let's say shopping. Maybe the shopping of items of daily use,
Miscellaneous stuff?
yeah, lady stuff and home appliances. Since many of those appliances like washing machine, refrigerator, and all those things are not imported generally. Of course, they are imported as well, but most of them are manufactured here. They have, the plants here, so they are also affordable. Like a good fridge, the refrigerator, you can buy for 5 to 700 ringgits,
Wow.
right?
Okay.
I mean, we bought here at my son's place, we bought the new fridge for him, and it was around 700 ringgits, which is uh, let's say
Cheap.
it's around $150, you know.
Yeah, see,
And
that's a lot. That's yeah.
brand new fridge of National Panasonic, and it's working fine.
Wow.
And air conditioner, you know, like the room air conditioner, the split one, that costs around 1,000 to 1,500 ringgits, which again
Mhm.
is not much, I would say. So these are some of the expenses which they have to incur when they are going to live here, and I would say they are in this range.
All right. All right. Well, great. Well,
Yeah.
Naweed Harooni, thank you so much for taking the time today to share all this insight and tips on Penang, Malaysia, and your experience and your journey. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. It's my pleasure really to join with you and share my experiences with you. It's really a pleasure. If anything you need to know more, you can always, you know, reach out to me.
Will do. Okay, man. Well, you have a great rest of the day. I'm going to go to bed here soon.
Oh, yeah.